Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today we're going to continue the conversation that we started yesterday about how to be a great leader, how to crush it as a leader when you're leading remote teams. And it could be a fully remote team, partially remote team, hybrid team, whatever permutation of your team looks like with a remote presence. We're talking about ways that you can crush it whenever you're doing that. And so yesterday we talked about why it is so hard, and we talked about when the people are remote, you lose signals that you can pick up on whenever people are in the office that allow you to lead better. And you don't really have those. So you have to figure out ways to compensate for that. Or we talked about how we can sometimes mistake communication, Slack, Teams, email, Zoom, whatever that may be, for connection. And people really need to be seen and be heard and have relationships. And you have to be intentional about doing that. And the last thing we talked about was we have this lack of balance when it comes to autonomy and accountability and what that should look like. And we can struggle with that at times. And so today what I want to talk about are 3 things that you never want to do whenever you're leading remote teams. And so you want to lean in and you want to listen and you want to do the exact opposite of what I'm talking about today if you want to be effective at leading remote teams. So let's dive in. Number 1 is you don't want to confuse visibility with productivity. And so here's why that kills trust. Like if you mistake or confuse visibility for productivity, leaders who are looking at people who are online, are you online or not? Is your green dot green or is it not? Are you showing up in a certain online status? And I'm monitoring that to be able to monitor if you are productive or not. People can notice that, they will pick up on that, and it will affect productivity because it will signal a lack of confidence that you have in them to get their work done. And so what people start to do is they start to perform for appearances. They leave their status on whenever they're not really working, just so you look at it and you think they're working, but really they're not. And so people start to game the system instead of focusing on the results. And it's your job as a leader to help them focus on what really matters, which is the results that they're driving for you and your team. So a better move is this. A better move is to define success by outcomes. Make sure that everybody on your team understands the outcomes that they're expected to produce, not necessarily the hours that they're logging or their status on Slack or Teams showing up in a certain way for a certain number of hours during the day. Remote workers are going to thrive when you trust them to manage their own rhythm and you focus on outcomes. And so that's number 1. Don't confuse visibility with productivity. Number 2 is don't go silent or disappear between meetings. Silence is a deadly killer for you as a leader because what happens is it creates a vacuum. And when there's a vacuum, people often fill it with assumptions, with fear, with uncertainty, and misalignment can grow in that kind of environment. And that's not what you want as a leader. And so the team's going to fill that gap with uncertainty. Are we on track? What does my manager think about me? Does leadership even care that I'm out here remote, working on my own? Do they even care? Are they paying attention? Because there's no communication or connection. There's just silence. And so the better move is this, is to over-communicate with clarity. Over-communicate clarity. Regular, transparent updates are going to build psychological safety and direction for your team. And so you need to be conscious of that. Don't go silent in between your meetings. Be creative in ways that you can stay connected with the people on your team and build that relationship. The third is this, is don't treat remote environments like in office with webcams. So you just don't want to be taking everything that you do in the office and applying it because you have a webcam that is on, because what happens there is it kills engagement. People will try to copy and paste their office culture into a Zoom meeting or some sort of video meeting, Slack huddle meeting. It just amplifies fatigue and it amplifies disconnect. And your people, they don't want that. So what happens is people, they burn out from these endless meetings or fake togetherness that's being created because you want them on a Zoom call 8 hours a day because you can make it feel like they're in the office when it really doesn't make it feel like it's in the office. So the better move is this, reimagine connection, rethink connection and what it looks like, async updates, digital rituals, intentional culture building moments that you can create for remote life and be creative with that. And if you do that, people will feel more connected. So those are 3 things that you don't want to do if you have remote people on your team. Don't confuse visibility with productivity. Don't go silent or disappear between meetings. Don't treat remote like in office with webcams. Don't do those things. If you're doing any of those things, you're going to do is to stop and replace it with another action that you can take that will actually get you a better outcome with your remote team.